Now to the teams that might be a little dazed and confused.
Yeah.
And we'll begin with the Buffalo Bills and your boy Blue.
Yep.
Jets get a big win against Buffalo, 2017, the final score. Before we get your analysis, let's get the analysis of your guy, Josh Allen. A couple picks in this game. Was not all that pleased with his game. Here's what he had to say, and then Deion Dawkins after that.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to win in this league. When you're playing a good team and your quarterback plays like shit. Made some bad decisions tonight. Really cost our team. A lot to learn from, a lot to grow from, but that's not the standard we hold ourselves to. That's not the ball that we play. So, a lot to look at, a lot to learn from.
I would, do anything for Josh. I would kill for Josh. I would give my last finger to freaking Josh. Whatever it has to be, and a quarterback and that's going to put every loss on his back when he doesn't have to. Josh is the best quarterback in the league, and he still comes out there and says, and what he says, he loves us and we love him. And Josh is saying that just to protect us, but it's nothing is Josh's fault ever. Josh is the best.
Nothing is his fault ever. That's pretty cool to hear. So if there's an unsolved murder in Buffalo, could be Deion Dawkins.
Not Josh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just saying he would kill for him.
He would.
So he's prematurely admitted it. No, he would not do that. He might lose a finger, though, for him if it meant saving Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's cool. You can just tell how much that locker room respects Josh.
It radiates in that building, Ahmed. Just like you heard me talk about, not only I know you heard me with him or Joe Burrow, and I haven't been in Kansas City yet, but I know enough people to know that's just these are not only special players, where the special player is always held in a high regard in an NFL locker room or a building, but then when it's a special person and leader, you become fucking, for lack of a better way to say it, God in that building. You do. And yes, Dad always has a saying, he could get those guys to eat out of his hands. See, they're in such the trust tree with him. He literally go, here, Deion Dawkins, eat those little crumbs I got in my hand.
Yeah.
I mean, they would do anything, as you just heard.
And then he'd go, don't stretch it. He's like, I already love you.
That's
a
what
little
too
weird.
far.
Orion Chuzzlewit
Yeah.
says to you, in his last 6 quarters of football, Josh Allen has a grand total of 20 points scored, 0 passing TDs, 4 interceptions. What is up with your boy Blue?
Right.
P.S. Congrats on making it this far, guys. Yeah,
Thanks,
he didn't
man.
think we'd make it this far either.
Thank you. Yes.
Orion.
Thank you, Orion.
Yeah.
Listen, the end of the game against Green Bay, that was such an ass kicking. We talked about that last week. They took their foot off the gas pedal. That was unmotivated football down the stretch. And again, it was a team in Green Bay that was desperate and down. And but did he do some dumb things at the end of that game? Certainly. He threw 2 stupid interceptions, or you just go wow. And listen, you could say what you want. His 2 interceptions are what lost them this game. That's why he went away with this. He left 14 points, at least 10 points on the board. Let alone, I know they missed a field goal. They did some other things that were stupid throughout the day. But to start the game off with, big plays, right? And it's you're going to go down the field and put the pressure on the Jets right away and get the game where you want it. And he throws a ball in the flat, and I just don't think he saw the guy. He had a defensive lineman in his face, remember? And he kind of threw a casual sidearm like, oh, he's wide open, let me just get the guy. And I don't think he saw the DB behind him. I'm guessing. I mean, this is a pretty smart guy. I know he takes chances every now and then. But that was like, hey, the Jets, all the pressure was on the Jets in this game. So there you go. You gave the Jets a little go in there. And then the interception, what was that, later in the second quarter, right? Somewhere around there.
Third quarter.
Oh, that was third quarter.
Bills were up 4 at the time.
Right, it was 14-10, right? 14-10, and you give them the short field in the third quarter, just how your defense had, made a stop, and okay, here we go. We can go up by maybe a touchdown or 2 scores, and you deliver a ball and just make an absolute, again, I don't think he saw him. I think he took for granted that he thought, wait, they're playing this coverage and he should be here to stop this, but he wasn't there, and he tries to throw a hole shot, and the receiver wasn't in the hole, and Sauce Gardner was. So that leads to a short field touchdown, and all of a sudden now we're in a dogfight here. And, that allowed the Jets to be patient on the offensive side of the ball and continue to stay with the run. And if there's a weakness to Buffalo we're seeing right now is their run defense a little bit. And quite honestly, Buffalo got a little scary, and I just hope they don't get – it just was all Josh Allen yesterday. We couldn't run the ball. They couldn't do anything like that, right? It was just the Josh Allen show. He had to do everything. And that's when it's not good. They're not going to get to the Super Bowl playing that way, but I think that credit has to go to the Jets.
Well, there we go.
All
I was
right.
like, enough about the team that lost,
the Jets' front
right?
4 and their front 7 are fast, and they're amazing at, Salah and company. The secondary is talented. They dabble in a little man to be tactical every now and then, but they're great at passing people off in zone coverages like we talk about so much. And that's where they can be tough. And they looked like Josh Allen got sacked a few times, but more times than not yesterday, he looked like he was sitting there going, like, nobody's open. And then let me try to make something happen after that.
Yeah, 5 sacks for the Jets in the game on Josh Allen. John Paschal says, is Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed the best duo of cornerbacks in the NFL?
That's a good question. I need to probably dive into corners right now.
You've said that a couple times.
I know.
I think we're sniffing a top 5 here.
Well, it's one of those things where we talk about it changes quick. It changes in a hurry. Its corner is one of those where, hey, you're the best and you're the coolest thing going. Wait, you're in year 7. You lost a step. You're not the best anymore. It can fall. It falls off just like that. Right? And again, I love Jalen Ramsey. I don't think anybody's calling Jalen Ramsey the best corner in football anymore. That's gone. See you later. So, but yeah, it's a pretty special duo. I'm just gonna the duo in Buffalo is good. The duo in Eagles, Philadelphia is good. The duo in Baltimore is good. Yeah, the duo in Dallas with Anthony Brown and Trayvon Diggs is pretty damn good. I'm just trying to think, is there anybody out there? Yeah, the guys in Green Bay are solid. Denver's not bad. It's, the guy Surtain and gosh, it's opposite of him is right. Is that or
Mathis or
yeah, I guess so. It's Mathis and man, Darby's hurt, right? Is Darby hurt? I can't even remember. Yeah, so yeah, they're in the running there. Their secondary, their 4 is certainly in the running because Jordan Whitehead is a special safety and LaMarcus Joyner is damn good to go along with it. But that's a good question by our guy there, and I think they're definitely in that conversation to answer it. I know it's not like concrete best duo, but
yeah,
definitely up there.
Omri Pitaru tweets you and says, I would like to offer my official apology from Jets fans to Zach Wilson. He played great yesterday. Damn okay to the Jets D. What a performance, all-around game. But Zach Wilson, so it's interesting, last week, the week before this one, his time to throw, 3.27 seconds. That was the 6th longest in the NFL. This week he was getting the ball out fast, 2.39 seconds. That was the 5th quickest in the NFL.
Yeah. It was, definitely part of the game plan. Don't let Buffalo, Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, and that company, strip sack fumble, get us playing. The Jets got back to what we saw in the 4-game win streak. It's run the ball. It's defense, fly around, make a play or two. Zach Wilson, be somewhat conservative, and that splash play will kind of pop, and then we need you to make that big play when that kind of appears. And that's what he did again yesterday. Let alone, again, a number of great escapes. I don't think he's getting enough credit for that. Where I want to go, listen, literally the other 22 quarterbacks, 28 quarterbacks in football are going to get sacked, and they're going to be in 3rd and 15 here, and he gets out of it.
Yeah, who was sacked more in this game? Well, it was Josh Allen, sacked 5 times, and then Zach Wilson sacked just twice.
Yeah, so we'll see. But they're growing, and, of course, their offensive line, they're kind of patching it back together after some recent injuries, and I think that was the impressive thing. To go down the field at the end of the football game and go, we're going to run it down your throats for an 86-yard drive. I did not expect that. Mm-hmm. I did not at all. And it was a big-time win for the Jets. Jets are real. Jets aren't going anywhere. They're going to be in this conversation all year long.
Michael Carter looked good.
Yes.
James Robinson, their new toy from Jacksonville.
Great trade there, getting him. No doubt about it.
Put him right in the offense. And so, yeah, Jets have 6 wins, 6-3. Are the Bills just dazed or completely confused?
I think they're just dazed.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it totally here. Allen, with him at quarterback, yeah, I just think they hit a little bit of lull. They hit a team that in New York who was coming off a bad loss and is more talented than I think people want to give them credit for in the New York Jets. It was a bad day. But no, they'll learn from it, and They'll trust me. They'll mark this on the calendar to get their revenge on the Jets when they come up to Buffalo here in the second half of the year.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.